So they'll be calling you radical. In case you haven't noticed, the cover-up lid is coming off Fukushima. And the lid's coming off. And I've always said from day one, this is the greatest crime in human history, the cover-up, and everybody's played along. Talk about branding themselves in history, but I really think the tribunal should be here. Why the tribunal here? The Purple Palace, the incredible D-Event Center. The merger of General Electric and Utah Construction built this house. It turned Utah Construction shareholders into, by today's standard, mega billionaires. Utah Construction built the nuclear industry. They are GE. Utah Construction is GE. This is the house, which, by the way, they sold $500 seats in there when this place was new. It opened in '77, and my auntie bought me one on the contingency. She promised I'd sober my crazy little ass up. You know, I started college when I was 16. Oh, God. But lifetime seat for life. Of course, it wasn't that long after that. They expired all our lifetimes, I guess. Perfect. Nuclear industry. Lifetime didn't really mean lifetime. Oh, boy, they're void. So I believe the tribunal should be here. Their silence was the nuclear energy crime syndicate's violence. And the first number one criminal that should be tried is Barack Obama, then Donald Trump, and then Joseph Biden. The buckshot, those are the three biggest criminals in human history. He's gone. You know, the next opinion, how about Hillary Clinton? How about Scotty Pruitt? How about Lisa Jackson? All the EPA heads, the House Majority Speakers, every single congressman and woman, every single senator, head of the EPA in all three administrations, these people should be tried. We need a tribunal. Look, and if Hillary Clinton's emails didn't prove it to you, they got leaked out, whether it be him or her, to her people, don't go outside. And if you do, wash your clothes and take a shower the exact same day that Obama's telling us that the plume is safe. And he's flown into South America. I'll keep you abreast when he knew full well it wasn't safe. The lid is coming off. Or just soup can. Don't drop your dry cast. So the lid's coming off. The cover. You think people are really buying this shit? That McCarthy, these different people, the powers that be, haven't said the F word for 12 years and now they're saying it? You think people are going along with this lie? When Kevin Blanch has done all this field work, look, they can sequester me all my wallet. They can try to put my toothpaste back in the bottle. They can try to put... I took that Pandora's bottle of mine and I flipped it behind my back and I shattered it with a bat into a million pieces. The data's all out there. I documented. I did the typo work. I did the seminar. It's into the... You know, the way I did it radically, intensely, it was so perfect. I look back on it. While I'm full of cancer, it's penetrated the site. You wouldn't believe how many people come up to me a day. I mean, everywhere. It doesn't matter where I'm at. And they're like, kind of just look, and then they'll say, oh. You don't know, because that was my plan. I taught communications, the number one school business in the United States. I got it. The whole intensity, the recall, the visual genre. I knew it would penetrate the psychic. They can say whatever they want, and they can do whatever they want, but it's there. They all act like they don't know as the cancer slowly grows. La, 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 la. We're not buying it. You're going to say the F word, all you media politicians now? It's too late, baby. The world knows. They circled the wagons and net neutrality me and squashed me down. They showed up too late, baby. My truth, my PhD, I went rogue. I didn't put it in the J store so they could hide it. I leaked stuff. I organized Anonymous. You know, the Million Mass March is 10 years. It's out there. So, someone found this shirt the other day. Says, oh my God. I'm like, that shirt's over 30 years old. Made in the USA. So my plaster business, all my integrity, 10,000 jobs in this town, the train, the Children's Museum, the Masonic Temple. I wouldn't switch to the fake shit. I look at my work. I look at stuff well over 40 years ago. But they went after me because I wouldn't switch to the fake shit because it's the good shit, you know. A great influencer. I'll tell you what, this is a true story. There's probably 10 or 15 friends of mine that are married to each other who I set them up. I mean, there's a true story. I have one friend, he's like, well, I kind of like her, one of those girls you're hanging with, you know? And I'm like, well, give me a case of beer, I'll hook you up. So she always tells everybody, that's her. She tells everybody, not me. Kevin Lynch sold me to my husband. We're still married for a case of beer. The Raptors game the other day, he puts out the call after. Great influencers will never be given credit. You know, Kevin Lynch, the guy who kicked down, or Kevin reached into the bag. He slung the stone. My daughter, I just had to talk with him. He's your story is the most paramount story I've ever seen in my life. He's old and retired now. This just blows my mind. Yeah. He says, he used to tell me, clear back in those days when you were really fighting leukemia, that you was going to beat it. When you had a cancer, that no way you could beat it. I mean, that's, well, the chances. And he says, the crazy thing is I always believed in you. You had a type of cancer. I've known you since a little boy. I always believed in you, Pinball. Or Vincent. I always believed in you. Since you was a little kid. I knew if anybody could, it was you. And this, what a compelling. He says, your story is blow. He says, you used to tell me all the time, I'm going to take down the nuclear industry. The biggest nasty, bully, evil, organized crime syndicate in U.S. history. And I'm going to do it right in the belly of the beast. I used to tell about the food. I'm going to take them down. Watch, I remember telling Kathy Iwani that thing, and, you know, she helped take them down and send it up for sure. She's like, I always told him that. He told me just now, he says, you know what? I believed you when you told me that. And he says, you know what? I think you've done it. I think you've done it. I think it's over. You know, maybe nobody's going to credit, you know, and they circle away. He says, they're so afraid of you. And he says, rightfully so. He says, why are not people flocking to you by the thousands asking you how to survive? I says, they're still telling me how. But he says, what you've done. So I think we need a tribunal right there. The sun's in my eyes, Coach, for real. Oh, how the sun is in my eyes. The moon right there. God, the work I've done on the ocean, the moon cycle. Wow. Wow. So, but Kevin reached into the bag and he slung the stone. And the stone struck the nuclear giant in his forehead. And it embedded in the forehead, the giant's forehead. And the giant fell to the earth and radiated the earth for time and all eternity. Read the rest of the scripture. The old timers used to say around here, I'm an Old Testament kind of guy. Love that line. Love that line. One of my favorites of all time, these old timers. Oh, don't drop your dry cast container. Whoops, you dropped your dry cast container. Diablo Canyon to the top. Next one on my list. You all branded yourself in history. Everybody went along with this. University professors, biologists, presidents, administrations, print media, television producers, high school freaking science teachers, zoologists, biologists, NOAA, EPA. You've all branded yourself in history. You propagandists. Now you're going to get on the nuclear energy team. So do that. Kevin Nuclear Appleseed, Blanche on Balco, on chemo. You all act like you don't know. La la la. So I think the tribunal should be right here. The house the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate built. Stand tuned.